Hello and welcome back to my channel, Positively Aunt Chrissy. I am Aunt Chrissy, or you can call me Chris, whichever makes you feel better. Um, Today's video is a bit of a collaboration with my husband. His channel is The Bearded One. His name is David. He and I, or at least I came up with the idea, which he kind of giggles about in his video, but I thought it'd be nice for us to be able to do perspectives of top 10 things that help to keep our marriage strong. And, positive things that are really he and I use daily. And just as a disclaimer, no, we're not perfect. We both have our flaws. I, he's damn near perfect. But we have our stuff too, which is why we've gotten to this point of being able to have this list because we've been through it. And a disclaimer on top of the disclaimer, real quick backstory on our relationship. He and I dated in high school from our junior year to till we were 19, and broke up. He was just kind of not ready to do the things I wanted to do, and I was, again, we were 19, so I really necessarily wasn't. I just wanted to not have to be partying 24/7. Like we've already kind of done that whole thing. I didn't expect to necessarily get married, but our lives were just going on a different trajectory because he was finishing college and I was doing hair, but I was also already working. I had 2 jobs and I had rented a house, and I just felt like my life was kind of getting momentum, and he just kind of wasn't on board with that at the time. So yeah, we dated until 19, and then we broke up and moved on. He with a relationship that had a son, me with a relationship that had 3 children. And then in 97, we came back together and were able to work things out. And nothing, like time hadn't passed. I remember the first time I saw him and my heart skipping a beat, literally just like, because I'm just like, oh God, he's so awesome. And we don't smoke anymore, but he was outside of the salon I was working at, and he goes outside and right in front of the window kind of lights a cigarette Marlboro Man style, and I was like, oh. Anyway, so yeah, we got back together, and 2 years after that we got married, and this year will be 21 years that we've been together. So, and still going strong. I still get butterflies when I hear the diesel engine of the truck come into the driveway and all that. Just again, we'd have had obviously bad times too. Everybody does, but I'm just saying, like, at the core, this guy's pretty freaking awesome. So anyway, we're going to be doing a top 10 list of things. And if you go over, you can actually look at his first. So again, The Bearded One is his channel. And he stopped at, I think it was 6. Meaning like he had his 5. So I will start with number 5. So the biggest thing is men need appreciation. And one of the things that I try to do and strive to do for him, no matter what he does, whether it's mowing the grass, whether it's doing the dishes, feeding the dog, going with me for a walk, anything, honestly, anything, I thank him for. I appreciate it, honey. Thank you so much. Oh gosh, thanks for doing that for me. That made me, made my life a lot easier. Simple things. We're talking, well, TMI, but I would not be remiss to say that I've not said, thanks for. So anyway, yes, just everything. Even the smaller, the better, because it shows your appreciation, and everybody likes to be appreciated, not just men, but you know what I mean. It just shows appreciation for your spouse and the things that they do for you. And he does them every single day. Number 4, respect. Respect him. And I do, because he's a hardworking guy, and he does a lot for this family, and he deserves the utmost respect. I'm a very strong personality. Imagine that. But I am a very strong personality, and I can be a little too much sometimes. Even sometimes I get in my own nerves, but he'll tell you that's not true. He's, again, a prince among men. So but yeah, just give them the respect. The biggest thing I remember with the kids coming up, even if he was saying something or doing something when it come to the children. This is the only example I can think of right this second. But, just like don't counteract anything that they say, even if you think it's wrong. Do it away from the children so that way they have that respect still, as opposed to you trying to take that away from him. I don't really remember ever fighting in front of the children, because we honestly have only had maybe 4 or 5 fights in our entire marriage that would be knockdown dragouts. Yeah, we have, little things here and there, but nothing that's ever too crazy, you know. Number 3, big one, go to counseling. It's not hard. Honestly, we went twice, meaning 2 separate times, not consecutively. And I only said it like that because what we needed was just to learn how to talk. We weren't communicating, we weren't talking, and that's not good when you're in a marriage. So we went and learned how to talk, and now we can pretty much talk about anything. And that's probably the best thing that I've learned, because a lot of learned behavior coming up that you see from relationships coming up is where you learn your communication. And if you don't really have a solid foundation of communication, you have to learn it. And so that's what we did, is we went and learned how to talk to each other. Excuse me just for a second. Daphne, stop. Number 2, say I'm sorry. And that's not hard either, even though it seems like it is. It's not. Say it often and be sincere and just apologize. If you screw up, you screw up. It can be, again, that can be the simplest thing. Just apologize. Tell them you're sorry, and they will forgive you and move on. And the last thing is say I love you daily. My husband is very good at this. When we dated in high school, I remember because I was such a bitch. But I remember telling him that it was too much. It's too much. Just stop telling me all the time. It's just too much. And then, you get to where I'm now, and I'm like craving it, like, oh, yes, I love every bit of it. Thank you so much. And so just, reciprocate. Tell him you love him every single solitary day. Give him the good stuff. Not every single solitary day, but just love him, love him, love him. Can't give them enough. Build them up. Let them, you have to be their biggest champion. You have to be their biggest rock star. So their biggest cheerleader, groupie, whatever you want to call it, just build them up, because that's part of your job as the spouse, is to build them up. And so, yeah, hopefully that's 10. I think I can count. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So yeah. So anyway, have a good night. If you haven't yet, subscribe, like, and ring the bell. Ring the bell. Have a good night.